Greetings from the set of Metro and More at Metropolitan Community College, serving more than 50,000 students with over 120 programs at our 8 locations in the daytime, evening, weekends, or online. Hi everybody, I'm Kent Pavelka. Welcome again to Metro and More. More of what you need to know about Metropolitan Community College. We're here at the Applied Technology Center, the ATC, here at 104th and State Street. We're visiting with Deb Eppenbaugh, again, the Executive Director of the ATC, and we're going to talk about everything that goes on here and show you what goes on here as well. Deb, good to see you again.
Yeah, you too.
We've chatted before, but for the benefit of our viewers, a little bit about your background to start off.
Okay. Well, I've been at the college for over 25 years. That's all I'm going to say. No more, no less. And,
no follow-up questions here.
Yeah. And in that role, I've had roles of different counselors. And I've been at the South Campus, Fort, Elkhorn. Here's one of our semis.
Yes.
Going through. And worked my way up to the Executive Director about 3 years ago. And recently, the last 2 months, I've taken over the academic programs here. So I supervise the faculty and the programs and the students and pretty much everything that goes on out here.
Yeah. And you've had an interesting, eclectic career. You, at one time,
I have
worked with developmentally challenged people.
I did. I started off in Lincoln working with developmentally disabled offenders and helped them find alternative sentencing. And also been a mental health practitioner for a long time.
Give everybody just kind of a feel for what all happens here, how big the operation is, etc.
Okay. Well, 3 years ago, I would have told you we had 325 students. This fall quarter, we have right at 700 students. It's a big change, and I think that's because of our industry partners and the great staff we have here that we've grown. The programs, if you get through our programs out here, you're going to get a job, if you want a job. And our diesel program is growing. We just finished up our NATEF certification for the diesel program.
What does that mean, NATEF?
It's a national certification that shows industry that you know what you're doing. So it's a certification that the students get. They also are all ASE certified, which is, I have to look at my notes, American Service Excellence.
Oh, wow.
So for when you go in, you take your truck in, or you take your semi in, or your truck, you want to look for that ASE Service Award. And our students have that here. So we're real proud of that.
So we're talking about truck driving, diesel repair, auto body.
Yes.
What else?
And we have utility line.
Utility line.
And also, we house, I don't supervise the fire science, which is growing enormous, and also part of our construction program is out here too.
To what do you attribute the growth and interest from people in these areas? Opportunity, I assume.
It is. We have incredible partners in the industry. For instance, our diesel advisory board, we have 30 members every month that come and talk to us about what they need from our students. So we take that information, what kind of employers they want. We look at work skills. You know, once I came here, things changed a little bit, like there's no more swearing in the hallways, clothing is appropriate, safety, you can see I've got my hat and my safety glasses is an expectation. And I think by doing that, it's also made us more of an industry.
More professional?
More professional. Students know the rules. And we're also teaching safety in all the classes too. Plus, how many students can go for 2 years, come out with zero debt, and go out and make $50,000 a year?
And that's not to say that everything that you would pursue here at the ATC takes 2 years, right?
No.
Right.
We have actually our utility line program. You can get through that in 1 year. And part of that is, we'll go up later, hopefully, and you can see I'm teaching our new group how to climb poles. But then our industry partners in there, too, hire these guys as apprentice. And then a lot of times they get hired on.
Kind of an auditioning process.
It is it's a great auditioning. But part of what our teaching, too, is work skills, like do your resume. You know, you and I both have had power outages probably, and you don't want a utility line guy in the back smirking off or being disrespectful.
Right.
So we teach that respect of customers too.
Yeah. Back in what year was it? I was out for 8 days. Remember?
October
of whatever it was, 01 or
it was 11 years ago.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But you've been out here since 2005, I think.
I believe so.
Yeah.
It used to be an old OPPD facility, and Metro purchased it and switched it all up and have made it into a teaching facility since I think this 2005.
2005.
Yeah. 2007.
2007. Mm-hmm. Well, how about we get our hard hats on here?
Sounds
what
good.
What do you think? We probably need them. What's the front? There we go.
See, mine says Deb, so I know what the front is that way.
Okay, so auto body first?
Auto body first.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Take a look. So Deb, let's take our tour here. Auto collision is our first stop.
It is.
And what is it the students are studying here?
You know, I am really proud of this program. We are increasing our enrollment again in this program. We have an academy program now for high school kids. A lot of enthusiasm. We're also in the process of recertifying for our NATEF, which we talked about earlier, and we're teaching the ICAR curriculum. Now, ICAR to you and I isn't a big deal, but to people out in the community that are hiring our students, it is a big deal. It's an expensive certification to get. Our students are able to get it for about $150. If they went into the industry, it'd be several $1,000s. So we're also ASE certified. So our program is transitioned. We're making a lot of advancements. We're also no longer allowing hobbyists to be here. We have a special class for hobbyists now on the weekends on Saturdays. So during the week, it's only working on jobs such as you would if you were in an auto collision building industry.
How many students are in this program?
Right now we have about 70 students.
And what's the regimen here? How long does it take you to get?
Okay.
Is it graduate or what?
Well, we're working on our graduation rates. All of these programs out here, one of our challenges is industry hires them before they can get their degree. Because they can go out and make a decent living and they have the skills. So what we're working on now, and the faculty have really teamed up on this, is we now offer general eds in between classes. So general education being your Englishes, your math, your information technology, and we've also brought in experts in English, math, those areas. They're teaching it based on what our industry needs. So it's not the algebra that you and I took. It would be
applicable to the industry.
Right.
Yeah.
Applied math, applied English. So that's helping our graduation rate. We have a lockstep program for students during the day. So they started in the fall and they'll be done with classes in the spring. So we're hoping that they'll also get their general eds done so they can graduate.
And that would be a 2-year degree?
Yes.
1-year degree?
It's a 2-year degree in 1 year.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, they take a lot of our students out here take 20 credit hours or more a quarter.
So they have to go to a different campus, obviously.
Nope, it's all here now.
Really?
Yep. That's what we've
Perfect.
worked on for the last 3 years, is you can get your degree here. And that's helped our retention. The other thing we're doing is a lot more online. So you're hands-on in the labs. The instructor is teaching you in the classroom, but then you go home and the ICAR curriculum is already all set up.
So then you come back in and you can actually perform.
Right, you can. So it saves time. The students like it. They can go home and relearn what they've learned in class or in the lab.
Auto collision, obviously, a job that has a lot of demand if people are not staying for the whole regimen of education, being hired away early.
It is. And the other issue we have with the programs out here is the tools. The tools cost a lot of money, $4,000 to $6,000 for a set of tools. And in order to get a job, you have to have your tool sets.
Oh, you do?
Yes. So we've worked hard the last couple years making sure that we've got it all set up with financial aid, so our students that are financial aid eligible can use that money for their tools. We've had some companies, some of our industry partners who have donated tools.
Well, these students obviously are committed to this this profession.
They
if they're
are.
going to invest that kind of money.
They are.
Yeah.
It's expensive, and it was deterring people from coming to the programs. So the foundation, our foundation, and our industry leaders have really helped us to be able to provide that service to our students.
So in other words, if you're interested, don't let that cost
No,
deter
come and talk
you.
to
Yeah.
come and talk to us. The other thing we're doing is we have a night class, so the people that can only take one class because they're working in the industry, they can come at class and get their degree in 2 years. So we've really worked hard. The academy kids is full. There's like about 10 high school kids that come twice a week and get the same training that our other folks get, but it'll take them 2 years too.
Very cool. Very good. The auto collision, and there's a lot of real estate here. Big open space for students to work on cars. You've got a paint room. What else?
We have paint booth, and there's a welding lab because we need, if you're going to tear things off, you need to be able to put them back on. So right now they're starting in the welding, and that again is an ICAR certification, that if they pass the welding, then they get that certification. The paint booths cost, I think it was $250,000.
Wow.
So we'll be here for a while. All of the programs that I manage are very expensive.
Well, let's move on from auto collision to diesel repair?
We're going to go to diesel, and
Okay.
you can see all the big trucks up
Oh, good.
there. Yeah.
I drove one last time we did the
That's
show.
right, you
Yeah.
did. I was watching.
Kent Pavelka, Deb Eppenbaugh. We're touring the ATC, and this is the diesel technology, diesel repair area. Tell us about it.
This is one of our most popular programs here at the college. It's very small, as you can see. We work live work, so we have industry people that bring their vehicles in here and we work on it. That's an important piece to this program because it keeps students current.
Live work.
Meaning you could bring a semi in here and our students will fix it for you. And then we charge you our going rate and then also for your equipment. But what that does is it allows the college to not have to buy certain kinds of equipment. So the live work's really important for a lot of our programs out here. The other piece that's important for all these programs is our adjunct faculty.
Mm-hmm.
We're a lean, mean group. We have 2 full-time faculty here and quite a few adjuncts that are experts in their area. So somebody who can take apart an engine, put it back together. We've got all the different C&G programs that we work with.
Is it a 1-year degree or certificate or what?
This one takes a little bit longer. You can get a certificate, but most of them, depending on, once again, those general eds, you can get through it in 2 years.
Yeah. How many students right now? Or
Right now we have 70 students in
70,
the
you
program.
mentioned that, yeah.
So it's
And this is the only place you can study diesel technology.
It is.
Yeah.
In Omaha, it is the only place. Now, we're starting to look with Fremont to start an academy out there, a diesel academy. So hopefully next fall, we'll have that up and running.
With the high school? Or
The high schools around that area,
Yeah.
not just Fremont High School, but the areas. Some industry partners came forward and said, we can't find employees. And so that's what Metro's reaction is going to be to that.
Well, so far we've talked about auto body repair, diesel technology. They're hiring your students out of auto
They
body.
are.
90% get jobs here. Obviously, all of these endeavors at the ATC are ones that there's a huge demand for.
There is. And it's an awesome place to be. The faculty have to go through a lot of training, just like, all of us have to go through professional development. Our faculty actually have to go and do industry training to learn the new skills. We've heard about aluminum trucks, so that's things that we're going to have to start bringing into our programs. We're very lucky the college has been generous with helping us keep our programs up to par. So we have some big items out here.
Yeah, this is the whole thing.
It is the whole thing.
Yeah. 4 big bays,
4
5
big bays.
Yeah.
We could probably easily triple this and have enough students. So size is a limitation right now.
So what's the regimen for a student? You're in here how often and how long? And
You spend time in classes, and once again, that's half of it is done online, and the other half is lecture. And then you come out here and spend a majority of your day in the lab. So we run this program Monday through Thursday, and then also on Saturday. You know, 3 years ago, Saturday we had one program out here. Now Saturdays we have fire science, we have our hobbyist class, our diesel programs, our CDL programs are out here. So it's hopping on Saturdays.
Yeah, we're here on a Friday.
Friday afternoon or Friday morning. Yeah.
So that explains the lack of hustle and bustle. Yeah.
They're taking tests today, so they're in the classroom and not out working.
Deb Eppenbaugh, the executive director of the ATC. How about we take a look at the commercial driver's
That sounds like fun.
licensing program. All right, let's take a look. And as promised, next on our ATC tour, the CDL program, Deb, the commercial driver's license program.
Big programs, growing. We're also offering night classes now. You know, this is one of those programs where if you're a underemployed person in Omaha, that you can go soon to be 6 weeks and get your CDL Class A permit and be able to get hired by a Werner or FCC or some of those big trucking firms, U.S. Foods. We just started offering the program at night about, I think it was winter quarter, and those classes have been going really well. You can see some of the students out there right now, brand new class, and what they're learning right now is how to do inspection. So everything that we teach out here, we teach based on the federal government's Department of Transportation. Now we are going to start in November 10th. Big announcement, we're going to start offering this program for 6 weeks.
What does it take now?
9 weeks.
Oh, I see.
So it's going to be 6 weeks, and it's going to continue every 6 weeks. So there is such a huge need for CDL tractor trailer drivers that we're meeting the needs once again of the community. And we also work with Workforce Options, which is the big group that works with the Department of Labor. And they've asked us to come up with some changes in our program. So it's so new that I'm going to be getting, it's going to be 10.5 credit hours, and it only costs $672.
So in how much money?
$672.
$672
plus books. You'll have to buy your books, which will be like $100.
So for that investment in 6 weeks, you can pass a test and make what kind of money?
You can start off at $20 an hour all the way to $60,000 a year.
Wow.
So it just depends on your qualifications. You know, we have to work with students if there's certain types of felonies. We can get you the CDL, but we can't guarantee you a job based on what your background is. All of our students have to go through drug testing. They all have to have a physical, and they have to get learner's permit before we're allowed to let them even get into the cab and drive.
So these guys back here doing the walk around, but I mean, what all do they learn? What's the what's packed in?
6 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay, it's packed in where they'll get 30 hours behind the wheel driving. There's a lot of classroom testing. They used to do paper logs, and there's so many federal government guidelines now, like you can only drive a certain amount of time and then you have to take a break. So electronic logs, they'll learn how to do all that. The safety part is a huge thing. Backing. These guys have only been here since a week, so they're not even ready to get into the pickups. They're going to be doing ride-arounds with our trainers to just get an idea of what it's like.
And this whole area out here is where you learn how to drive.
Yeah, we only have 11.5 acres. So everything you've seen right now, not including utility line, we share in that 11.5 acres.
What's the regimen during the 6 weeks? Do you have to pretty much quit your life to get done in 6 weeks?
Yeah, I mean 7:30 in the morning till 4:30 in the afternoon, or if you're a night student, you go from 5 at night till 10 o'clock at night.
How many days?
Monday through Friday.
Oh.
So, you know,
wow.
If you don't have a job and you're looking to get a decent job, it's a good option.
You bet.
And the other thing is that a lot of people don't realize is that these guys don't necessarily need to be out on the road like the old stereotype of a trucker. They do a lot of in-house delivery or in-town delivery, or they'll start in Omaha and they'll go to Kansas City
Right.
and they'll be back.
Right. Yeah, I have some friends that do that. They're
Yeah.
home every night.
It's a great job.
Yeah. Faculty?
We have 2 full-time faculty. The one faculty, Daryl Partner, is really taking the lead. All of our students in CDL get instructions and certificates in human trafficking. So we actually do a sex trafficking course to make sure that they're aware when they're out on the road and they start seeing young men and women or any kind of unusual trafficking areas, that they know who to call. We've got stickers that we give our students that say, sex, human trafficking, here's your phone number, you call them. So we believe in educating them to know what to be aware of.
Very cool. CDL, student driver on the wraparound of that truck. And great opportunity here at the ATC. Next stop?
We're going to go up on the hill to utility line.
Okay, well, we'll use our helmets and climb the pole.
Yeah,
maybe.
and I'm not going to climb it.
Let's take a look. We are high upon the hill here at the Applied Technology Center now as we take a look at the utility line program, Deb. This is a little ways away from the rest of the program.
It is a ways, and the guys that you can see training right behind us, they've been here since the first of the quarter. So you can tell we start them off on the shorter poles, but by the end of May, they'll be ready to go out into the field and start working for industry as an apprentice. So we have about 40 people in our utility line, 3 full-time faculty, and the trades, once again, I mean, people are wanting to hire these guys. So we, it's a dangerous job. So once again, safety's very important. Their shoes, steel-toed. They've got to wear the helmets like you and I are right now. And then they also have about $3,000 worth of tools that they have to have on. About $2,000, I guess, of tools that they have to wear.
And they have to buy those?
They do buy those.
Yeah.
All of our industries, once they go in and get a job, it's required that they have their own set of tools.
And the tools they get for the education here will work in the field.
Will work in the field.
Yeah. So explain the program. How long does it take to finish it?
This is our accelerated program. So these guys started September 6th, and they'll end in the summer after they've spent the summer going to apprenticeships.
Okay, so fall through.
It's a year program about.
I see.
Then we also offer a program on the weekends for students that are working full time, and that takes 2 years to get through.
Yeah.
So.
It's one of those things. Again, you don't think about what goes into what other people do for a living.
Right.
It takes training, and we take these things for granted.
Right. Until your lights go out.
Yes.
Or your heat goes out, and then you expect these guys to be out there.
Yeah.
So, and they do a lot of overtime. One of the things that these faculty have done to make it even more realistic is we do a night session. So in the middle of the winter, we'll shut all the lights down. They string the wires down just like if there had been a storm through, and they have to come back up and redo the lines just like you would if we had a snowstorm.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. You've seen in the dead of night OPPD crews, for example, out, and so they got to train for that. So is this a lucrative career?
It is. It's, oftentimes our full-time faculty work closely with the partnerships, the Lincoln Electric, OPPD. There's different ones, like York County has a group that they work with, Nebraska Public Power, NPPD. So these guys are all tied into that. And those groups actually come on our center at the ATC, and we do mock interviews with them. And that's how students start getting the feel of what it's like to interview, what the questions are going to be like. And then when it's time for internships, apprenticeships, that's how they get selected.
When we were talking about auto body, you were talking about the fact that most of these students work at the same time.
Yes, they do.
Wasn't it auto body?
Yes.
What about in this industry? You probably have to wait to graduate, I assume.
You can get some, it depends on the classes that you get, but it's more so that you have to get
Yeah.
through the classes before you'd be able to work.
Okay, utility line repair. That's it for the tour. Let's go sit down and wrap it up with a little chat.
Okay. Sounds good.
And thus concludes the tour. Thanks, Deb.
You're welcome. It was fun.
Thought we'd sit back down and chat a little bit about some of the amenities that students experience here at the ATC.
Well, we're a fully operating student service center, so we have an advisor that's here 40 hours a week, Hans Rudin, and
for all the disciplines?
For all the
advisor?
disciplines.
Yeah.
He's what we call an embedded advisor, so he just works with the programs here, so he really knows the ins and outs. All of our students have academic plans, so they know exactly where they're going to be going. We do have financial aid services only once a week, but that helps out our students a lot because of the cost of tools and everything that our programs require. We have a nice break room with some computers. Technology, we focused on the last couple years, so now all of our classrooms have technology. Before there was only one room that had computers, but all of our programs now are going to computer-based learning, a lot of it, and so that's helped a lot.
So you kind of need a computer at home.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. But we've set it up, some of our guys that don't have transportation, so we're 104th and State. There's the bus stop is clear up by the Walmart on 4th Street. So they have to walk here every morning. So they're here by 7:30 and then they'll stay till 10 o'clock at night. So it was important that we provided them with access to computers too.
Mm-hmm.
So that just shows you how diligent our students are about being successful, that they ride their bikes here, they walk here.
How far is that?
It's about 2.5 miles.
Wow, in the winter, can you
imagine?
imagine?
Yeah, it's ugly.
Yeah.
So, because we don't have bus services out this far.
Right. So we touched on the faculty for the CDL program. These are by and large adjunct?
No, we have 9 full-time faculty, and they're all people that have been great in their trades. So they're almost like ministers of the trades. They are so devoted to training other people to be in their fields that have given them a good life and that they love. So we do use a lot of adjunct faculty to cover our growth, basically.
Again, just for our viewers who just haven't seen the whole show, what all is available here?
We have utility line that you can get your degree in a year. We also have a weekend program for utility line. Auto collision, which can be a year or 2 years. We also have the diesel tech program, and that can be a 2-year program. And then our commercial truck driving program.
What's your vision for the future, near future?
More space would be nice, and I think that we'll just continue getting more support from the community and from the college. We're going to be seeing a lot more growth in our commercial truck driving program with our 6-week program, and just needing to get more equipment to teach, aluminum now for our auto collision and for the diesel tech program. So
yeah, technology changes the requirements for a community college like ours here.
It does.
And it's expensive. Yeah.
Well, and it's not the old-fashioned where you took a hammer and dinged out the dent anymore.
Right.
It's, as you maybe know, anybody that's had an accident, it gets totaled pretty easy now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all these things you can see around here are our classroom materials.
Deb, thank you very much for the update. We'll do it again.
Okay.
And that's it for Metro and More from the Applied Technology Center here at Metropolitan Community College at 104th and State Street. I'm Kent Pavelka for Metropolitan Community College and Metro and More. If you have comments or questions about the program, please email us at metrovision@mccneb.edu. Thanks for watching.